everybody. We are this week gonna do 2 lessons. In fact, I've sent kind of a revised schedule out to your parents. So make sure that moms print that out for you so you can see what we're doing. I'm just trying to kind of get us through the end with this all crazy mess. So we're gonna do 2 lessons a week, and hopefully that'll help with everybody's stress of trying to get all this done. Today we're going to do 112 and 113. Okay, and so all you need to do is the practice sets, that A, B, C. Do that part of it because that's specifically over the lesson, and then just do the odd numbers. You don't have to worry about extra even numbers. Okay, so just that's all you got to do for these 2 lessons, and I think we're good to go. All right, so 112 is talking about Pythagorean theorem. Remember, that's the lesson that we did with our Cheez-Its a few weeks ago, where a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so everybody remembers that's Pythagorean theorem. And that's looking at a right triangle where the legs of the triangle are the A and the B, the hypotenuse is the C. Okay, so with we're just looking at using Pythagorean theorem to solve some problems. And so one of the things that the lesson talks about is Pythagorean triplets. And so just the more you're familiar with these numbers, the quicker you could get at figuring out the problem. And so the smallest triangle, and that's the one we do with the Cheez-Its, is the 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay, so if we said that this side is 3 and that side is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 equals c squared. 9 plus 16 is 25. And then if I square rooted both sides, c is 5. So that's our 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay. If using basically a scale of 2, so if I multiplied each one of these sides by 2, I would have a 6, 8, 10 triangle. Okay. Again, if I multiplied each one of those sides by 3, going back to here, then I have a 9, 12, 15. And so you can see how these are just the same as the basis of that 3, 4, 5 triangle. It's just scaling it up a little bit. Okay, and so you can just, you'll get to where if you saw that you had the 8 and the 10, you would just automatically know that that number needs to be 6 because it's a basis of the 3, 4, 5. Another triplet, I'm trying to remember, another pretty common one is the 5, 12, 13. Okay, the 5 and 12 are our legs, and 13 is the hypotenuse. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to do some word problems using Pythagorean. Okay. All right, so our problem is that we're going to fly a kite. All right, so we have our little kite up here. Okay, so we're going to fly the kite, and we're going to let out 200 feet of the string and tie it to a stake. Okay. All right, so when we fly a kite, we don't fly that kite straight up and down. We fly that kite at an angle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we're going to tie that to the ground, and we know that that length is 200 feet. Okay, and then we know that problem here.
I don't know how to get past on the golf cart, but she should beat us home. Well, I don't know Elizabeth is. She's on the golf cart past somewhere.
Okay.
She shouldn't have. No, it's right there. She refused. Is she coming up the golf cart?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So then we're going to say that when the distance she measured from putting the stake in the ground to being directly under the kite is 160 feet. So we know that we have a right triangle here, and we want to know how high is the kite. All right, so we're looking for this distance there. All right, so since we've made a right triangle, we can easily use the Pythagorean theorem. So we have x squared plus 160 squared equals 200 squared. Okay. All right. Doing that math, and go ahead and use a calculator. This is really not something you want to have to square. 160 times 160. That gives us 25,600.
No, you aren't.
Okay.
All right, and then
She yelled at the golf cart after 10 minutes while another golf cart was behind him. So he was screaming at them.
okay,
And he screamed it.
so equals 40,000. Subtract that. X squared is 14,400, and then again on your you can do it with your calculator. The square root of 14,400 is going to give you 120. Okay, so there's our answer, 120. All right. Another problem. So we have the sail on a boat is 15 feet high and 8 feet wide at the bottom. Okay. So a sail on a boat is a triangle. Okay. And so like I said, the sail on the boat is 15 feet high and it is 8 feet wide at the bottom. All right. And what we want to know is what is the perimeter of the sail. So we need that. We need our hypotenuse length there. All right. So we have 8 squared plus 15 squared equals x squared or c squared, whichever you want to do. All right, so we have 64 plus 225. And that is 289. Square root that, and x is 17. Okay, so we have 8, 15, 17. That's our Pythagorean. This actually asks, it doesn't ask for what that side is, it asks for what the perimeter is. So the perimeter is going to add up all 3 sides. So we have 15 plus 17 plus 8. All right, so that should be 30 if I did my math right. All right, so the perimeter would be 30 feet. Okay. All right, so that is the Pythagorean theorem, just applications using it. And so just know those word problems, they're going to be using right triangles. All right, lesson 113 is volume. Okay, so volume of, this is the last of our geometric solids. We're going to do volume of a pyramid, a cone, and a sphere. Okay. so volume of a pyramid, it's going to be 1/3 times the base times the height. Actually, when I say base, I'm really meaning area of the base. Okay. And so a pyramid, we can have rectangular pyramids, we can have triangular pyramids, whatever it's going to be. But whenever we're using, if you know, with a pyramid, it's going to come up to that point. Okay. And so that's where the 1/3 is going to come into play. Like if we were doing a just a regular prism, rectangular prism, or triangle prism, it would be just that part, the area of the base times the height. When it comes into being pyramids or cones, then we add the 1/3 there. Okay. Volume of a cone is the same thing. It's 1/3 area of the base times the height. Okay, just we know with a cone, the base is always going to be circular. All right, so like I've said before, y'all can use pi. You don't have to multiply the 3.14. All right, so the equations are the exact same. This is probably going to be a square, rectangle, or triangle. I mean, you could have lost my thought. You could have a pentagon or a different shape, but here, cone, it's always going to be circular. So area of the base is always going to be pi r squared. All right, the last one is the volume of the sphere. And that is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay. All right. So if, just doing a couple examples of these, if we have a sphere, I'm just gonna have to pretend that that's 3D, and we know that the diameter across of this sphere is 6 inches. Okay, so to find the volume, we're using our equation here, we need the radius. Remember, this is the diameter because I'm going all the way across. So my radius is going to be 3. All right, so 4/3 pi, my radius being 3, so it's going to be 3 cubed. Okay, so we have 4/3 pi times 27, and then here 3 goes into 27 9 times. So I've got 4 times 9, 36 pi inches cubed. All right, can leave it like that. That's our volume of the sphere. All right, if we had a cone, okay. All right, so we've got our cone shape here. We're going to say that the diameter of this cone is 10 inches, and the height of my cone is going to be 15 inches. All right, so we're looking here. We've got the 1/3. The area of the base, my base is going to be that circular shape. All right, that 10 is our diameter, so our radius is 5. So remember, the area of the circle is pi r squared. So pi 5 squared, and then times our height is 15. All right, start doing the math on that. Got pi times 25, 3 goes into 15, 5 times. And so we have I think we have, I need to check myself on this, if that is right. I want to say it is. We're about to find out. No, it's not that high. It's 125. Okay, so 125 pi inches cubed volume. It's always cubed. Okay. All right. We'll do the pyramid. It's our last one. We're at the mercy of trying to draw this. All right, so I was supposed to draw a triangular pyramid, but I just did a kind of a square. All right, so this, the problem tells us, one different one, problem tells us that the area of the base is 50 inches squared, okay? And then it tells us that the height is 20 inches. All right, so if we're gonna find the volume of the pyramid, we've got 1/3. Area of the base is 50, and the height is 20. All right, so this isn't gonna come out even. I've got 1,000 over 3. You can leave it like that, or you can, it would be 300. It's gonna be a repeating decimal, but again, that would be inches cubed. Okay. All right. That is it. Basically, want to just follow those formulas here that we've done for the volume, and that is everything for this week. So y'all have a good week, and I will see you soon. All right.